Good morning, everybody, and welcome. This is our Tuesday, November 3rd, regular meeting of the Mason County Commission. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and Mr. Tom Davis, would you please lead us?
I would be honored. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Nederland.
I'm here.
Commissioner District 2, Tim Sheldon is absent. Commissioner District 3, Terry Jeffries.
Here. Item number 4, correspondence and organizational business. Do we have any correspondence to come before this commission?
Yes, we do. Randy and Betty Barcombe sent information regarding the OPMA. The Wildlife and Recreation Coalition sent information regarding grants. The Liquor Control Board sent a list of businesses with liquor and marijuana licenses expiring within 90 days. And Pete Bouchel applied to the Lodging Tax Advisory Committee.
Excellent.
OPMA, by the way, is Open Public Meetings Act. Anybody cares?
Item number 4.2, proclamation, 2015 United Way campaign, staff Ali Perline.
Okay. Hi, I'm Carrie Lemon, the Executive Director for Your United Way of Mason County. On behalf of our Board of Directors, we'd like to express our sincere appreciation for your continued support of our mission and for proclaiming this month of November United Way Month. We're in the midst of our annual campaign, which you know is the main funding source for our county. And this declaration means so much to our organization and to Mason County. We're committed to bringing neighbors and resources together, and this will help us further our mission. I was asked and gratefully accepted to read aloud your proclamation here today. Proclamation, Mason County 2015 United Way Campaign. Whereas United Way of Mason County brings together labor, government agencies, businesses, community organization, committed individuals in a united effort to fund Mason County health and human service agencies. And whereas United Way of Mason County has made available this financial support from its annual Fall Giving campaign, whereas United Way funds raised in Mason County support Mason County organizations and charities for the benefit of its citizens to improve their quality of life. Whereas United Way of Mason County creates opportunities by focusing on the 3 building blocks for a better life: education, income, and health. Whereas United Way of Mason County's slogan, Live United, is a call to action, to give, to advocate, and to volunteer. Now, therefore, we, the Mason County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim the month of November 2015 United Way Month and encourage all citizens to support financially through United Way, the many local organizations that provide invaluable services for seniors, families, and youth in Mason County. Signed this 3rd day of November 2015, the Board of County Commissioners, Randy Nederland, Terry Jeffries, and Tim Sheldon. Thank you.
Welcome.
And I just wanted to take the opportunity to introduce myself real quickly. I'm Ali Perlin with Mason County Public Health, and I just wanted to let everyone know that I'm serving as the lead contact for the county departments here for the campaign. So if any staff offices or staff are interested in learning more, please come my way. My contact is the county line 427-9670, extension 410, and I'd be really happy to bring along information to any office, again, that may be interested in pledge forms. So, yeah, thank you so much. So we're in the middle of the campaign. I look forward to hearing from folks. Thank you.
We have a proclamation here, and thank you, Carrie, for what you do and for the work of United Way. I hope people understand that if you give $1 to United Way, you can dedicate it to anywhere, any charity. It's not just a United Way specific charities. So thank you for your work, and here's your proclamation, and good luck on the fall campaign.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Excellent organization. Very much. Next up, item number 4.3, news release, Housing Authority of Mason County Board of Commissioners, Commissioner Jeffries.
The Housing Authority of Mason County Board of Commissioners has an opening. Mason County is seeking applicants to fill a position on the Housing Authority of Mason County Board of Commissioners. The Housing Authority is the owner and manager of Pine Garden Apartments, Goldsboro Cove Apartments, Fairmont Cove Apartments, and the Neyland Park Apartments. The Mason County Housing Authority is a 5-member board The board typically meets monthly on the first Wednesday at 9 a.m., with a special meeting scheduled as necessary. The time commitment is approximately 2 to 3 hours per month. Appointed commissioners normally serve a 5-year term. The open position will expire in July 2016. Interested persons are encouraged to apply for this board by completing an advisory board application form that can be downloaded from our website, www.co.mason.wa.us, or by calling the Commissioner's Office 427-9670, extension 419, and we have some Belfast numbers. Applications to serve on the board are being accepted until November 30th and should be submitted to the Mason County Board of Commissioners, 411 North 5th Street, Shelton, Washington, 98584. If there are questions about the board, please contact the Commissioner's Office, 427-9670, extension 419.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Is there any other correspondence or organizational business to come before this body?
No further.
Awesome. We will move on then to item number 5, which is our open forum for citizens input. This is your opportunity to speak to the commission and the public, if it's being recorded, on any item that is not on the agenda. If it's on the agenda, we ask that you wait, please, until it comes up. You'll be given an opportunity to give your input or testify however you choose. But with that being said, before we do that, you will have this opportunity to speak to us. But again, please remember, it is limited time of 15 minutes total. So up to 5 minutes per person, so please keep it brief if you do decide to speak. If you do, we'll ask you to raise your hand to be recognized, and please come to the podium, tell us who you are and perhaps where you're from. With that being said, is there anybody who'd like to speak at this time? Monty?
Oh, please, thank you. Okay, appreciate that. My name is Monty Ritter. I live at 538 Maple Street. It's right up here on Capitol Hill, just 300 feet outside the city limits. And once again, it's that time of year and the leaves start falling. And I happen to have one of those neighbors who insists on burning 24 hours a day, all the time. And he burns lots of things that, you know, just create a health hazard because the smoke is so thick. And of course we have fog. And then when you burn during a foggy time, you know, there's that inversion layer and they kind of like being inside an oven. Well, last year I would tell a person to put out the fire, and he wouldn't, so I'd call the fire department. That happened the first time. The second time I did it, I asked him to put out the fire, and he didn't do it last year, and called the fire department again. They came down, and you know, he ran away, so the fire department had to break out their equipment and put out the fire. Third time I called the fire department, well, they had to wait for the sheriff to come with them because they brought an EMT, and so there were a whole bunch of people, and told them to put out the fire again. And I said, how come you guys just keep telling them to put out the fire? State law is, and it says right in here, a UGA, an urban growth area, there are no yard burning fires like that allowed in a UGA. And the fireman and the police officer said, you're in the UGA right here? I'm 300 feet outside the city limits. It should be obvious, but they don't know that, okay? And if our emergency responders don't know where the UGA is, the urban growth area, they can't enforce the laws that are supposed to be state laws regarding burning in a UGA. The fire marshal and I talked to Mike, and he said, Mike Patty, he's the fire marshal here, and he said I should contact ORCA, the Olympic Region Clean Air Agency in Olympia. And so I did, and I talked to their public info officer there, Dan Nelson. And Dan said that yes, there is a state law, and the state law is that, you know, there is no burning allowed of leaves and stuff. The only thing you're allowed to burn is charcoal and firewood. No dimensional lumber, no branches, no leaves, all this sort of stuff. And I'm not opposed to people having a nice fire and burning their leaves. That's not the problem. But when it goes on often enough that somebody's intentionally trying to disrupt the public health of the whole neighborhood, these are the same people who had the SWAT team come in last year. You know, so my older neighbors don't want to call the fire department. They don't want to have any conflict. I've been gone for 3 weeks, and they call me saying, Monty, the guys are burning again. I said, well, as soon as I get back to Shelton, I'll come down and call the fire department on them. Nobody else wants to do it because I'm the only one who can stand up to these individuals. I'm here after talking to Dan at the Olympic Regional Clean Air Agency. He said that back in 2007, Mason County was given an opportunity to put up some signs. They would have given us some signs that say, no burn area, a little fire with a circle and a slash on it. And underneath it, it says entering urban growth area, no outdoor burning. And then it says on the bottom, public or state ordinance, whatever, yada, 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 you know, whatever the law is at the bottom. But Mason County back in 2007 elected not to put these signs up. And I said, well, I can understand that, Dan, because back in 2006, after a lot of arguments, we finally came up with the urban growth area. And by doing that, we were able to get Mason County to come into compliance with the Growth Management Act by having a growth management area. But there was a lot of animosity at the time, and I can understand why a decade ago when this was done, we did not put the signs up when they were offered to us, because we didn't want to rub it into everybody's face. But a decade has gone by. I talked to Dan, he says they have a whole bunch of signs out there and they will give them to Mason County to put on all the roads where it bisects the zone. Of course, the commissioners have to approve planting these signs and approve the installation, because while the signs could be you know, given to the county at no cost, putting them up, you know, has to be done by the Public Works Department. Okay. Commissioners know me. I'm not well enough. I don't let it go at that. I asked him if there's anything else we could do, because that's one prong approach. We could sit there and put the signs out, but that does not really inform the public. And I said, is there anything like maybe you guys do a flyer or something to all the individuals who are inside this zone that's affected? And he said, well, we don't have that program anymore, but we did in the past. But because of your citizens' request, he said he will go through and he will do the math and find out how much it would cost to put all these mailings together, and he would present it to his board, the ORCA board. Now, Tim Sheldon is the chair of this board. He's not anymore. I was told by...
He's not the chair, he sits
Oh,
on the board.
oh, he's just on the... Oh, okay, well, okay. So he's on the board. Whatever. And I just think that, you know, it would be a nice thing for the commissioners who actually have urban growth areas in their district, because I don't want to tell you guys to, you know, put this in everybody's face, and it might not be the right time. And I know you guys have a lot of motivations for doing things or whatever, but I'm really thinking that if ORCA wants to put out a mailing and we could put up these signs, the fire marshal believes he is all for this. He thinks it's a great tool for him to use. Cost efficient, because it allows everybody to get out there and understand what's going on. It's for our public health. It's just, you know, to stop people. Myself, I can tell the neighbors and that's it, but it's the people when I'm not there, and other parts of the county might be affected. You see where I'm going with this? I would like to have the counties approve a motion to authorize ORCA to, or authorize the Public Works Department to install signs where it's necessary, and accept all these things from ORCA. Thank you.
Well, Monty, I appreciate that. We of course don't do that here, but what we can do is, with the Commissioner's permission, could you please schedule within the next couple of weeks a briefing so that we can address this and look on putting it on our agenda?
That's best I could hope for. I appreciate you listening to me again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Monty. Is there anybody else who would like to speak at this time on an issue not on the agenda? Cheryl, please. No, you're the closer, buddy.
It's election day, I'm shaking. But today I'm here to talk about something else. We at Mountain View Elementary have an auction coming up on November 14th. It starts at 6 o'clock p.m. and it's at the Panorama Building, which is behind the car place that's like on the second exit, I guess. I don't know, I'm not from Shelton, so I live here.
Oh, the pavilion.
Pavilion? Is it the Pavilion?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I know where that is. I was trying to think where the Panorama Building was.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Panorama's in Olympia. It is a senior center now. And it's a Chinese theme, and tickets are $40 a piece. And if you would like to attend, you can contact the Mountain View office at 426-8564.
What are the funds for?
I'm sorry, the funds are for the Mountain View PTSO. So it funds stuff. A couple of years ago, we raised enough money to buy the
reader board, the digital reader board that we have outside. That wasn't given to us by the district. That was actually out of funds from PTSO. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, is there anybody else who would like to speak on any issue not, okay, the closer, come on in, we miss you.
Thank you, sir. And good morning, Commissioners. Tom Davis, 170 West Bushy Road. I have to preface my remarks just saying that I apologize. I'm going to have to leave after I speak. I hate when people do that, but I'm going to have to do that myself, so, but I have a very good reason. I won't be here for the 10:30 meeting where you are going to interview candidates for the Veterans Advisory Board, and so I'm here to lobby for someone actually, and I'll tell you why. And the person I want to lobby for you, I understand you have 2 positions open, 2 at-large positions, and I also understand you have 5 candidates or 5 applications. Jeff Thompson is the incumbent, if you will, in this case, and he was a captain in the Navy. So he's obviously a veteran, Purple Heart, and so on. But up and beyond that, he is so instrumental for that board. He is a go-get-'em kind of guy. You know, when you sit on committees, there's a percentage of the people are there for the voting, but really don't participate in the action. It takes a lot of time and effort. He's not like that at all. You can give him an assignment, and he will run it to death, and he will report on it, and he will see it to its conclusion. You can't ask anything more of a volunteer than that. And he's got his heart set right, and he's smart, and I understand. And I didn't read all the applications. I read one, and I thought, well, this seems like a nice person too. And I hate to exclude anyone. But at this point, we're just getting up and running, and we're really got some big plans here, which I won't go into at this time. But our advisory board is just kind of on fire here, and he's one of the people that make it so great. He's got that kind of that vision, and as you know, with vision, it takes a little while for it to become reality. And so his plan is part and parcel of a larger vision. And if you take him out, you put somebody else in, he might be good, he might be better, who knows? But we got to start all over again. And since there's 2 positions that are open, I figured, well, maybe there's a compromise here. Maybe we can get Jeff in there, and we continue the good work, and we can incorporate the other gentleman or lady, if that's the case, into the group. And we could go forward, but it would be kind of a step back this early on in the game with this advisory board to have to go back, and he's going to be a hard guy to replace. So that's my lobby effort, and I thank you for listening.
Well, I praise from you, considering how much you do for the veterans. We will definitely take that into account. And speaking of veterans, could you please give me a call later on today in regards to a veteran issue when you're done with your other?
Absolutely.
And for the public, everybody have an email, 490-7389. It's a public thing. It's all right. Call me. So please give me a call.
I will. Thank you very much.
That's the first time anybody's ever done that.
Yeah, I like that idea. It
Yeah.
helps a lot.
Okay, is there anybody else who would like to speak on any item that's not on the agenda? Hearing none, we will move on to item number 6, which is the adoption of the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adopt the agenda as presented.
I will second. It's been moved and seconded for the adoption of the agenda as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion carries. Item number 7, minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the October 20th and 27th regular meeting minutes.
I will second it. It's been moved and seconded for the approval of the October 20th and 27th, 2015 regular meeting minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion carries. Next up is item number 8, which is the approval of the action agenda. All items listed under the action agenda may be enacted by one motion unless the commissioner or citizen requests an item be removed from the action agenda and considered as a separate item. We will go ahead and read each of these items to you. After we do, you'll be given an opportunity to ask a question that will help you to make the decision on whether you want to take it off or not. But if you want to testify or have any issue with it or want to see our vote, we ask you just have it taken off for a separate vote. With that being said, Commissioner Jeffries, if you will read 8.1 through 8.4, and I will read 8.5 through 8.9.
8.1, approval to set a public hearing on Tuesday, November 24th, 2015 at 6:30 p.m. to to certify to the county assessor the amount of taxes levied for county purposes and the amount of taxes levied for each taxing district in 2016. An increase to the current expense levy will be considered. 8.2, approval to enter into an agreement with North Mason County Resource, NMCR, for the use of office space and facilities for Veterans Service Officer to provide veterans assistance. The term is from January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2016, for a total of $600 a month to be paid from the Veterans Assistance Fund. 8.3, approval of the Veterans Assistance Fund applications for food, $750, utilities, $562.33, and housing, $800, for a total of $2,112.33 as recommended by the Veterans Service Office. 8.4, approval of warrants. Claims Clearing Fund, warrants numbers 8031446 through 8031781, total amount of $2,007,788. Direct Deposit Fund, warrants numbers 26315 through 26690, total amount of $616,654.87. Salary Clearing Fund, warrants numbers 7001428 through 701,457, total amount $463,960.41, for a total of $3,088,403.28. Year-to-date total for claims clearing is $30,462,055.79. I don't read these numbers very often. Direct deposit year-to-date total is $12,527,848.43, and salary clearing year-to-date total $13,177,292.42.
Before I read the other, I'm gonna thank you for reading that. I'm gonna let everybody know a little inside joke. If you will notice at any of our meetings, Commissioner Sheldon always reads that. The reason why is I always have him read that because it was his idea to add each and every one of those lines. So for the last year or so, if you've noticed, it's just one of those words, and he doesn't know that yet, but I'm going to break that and tell him that that's what we're doing. So I just wanted to let you know. And I appreciate Commissioner Jeffries reading that all
I'll
out for us.
step up when needed.
Item number 8.5, approval of the 2015-2016 contract with Shelton School District, ASB/SADD, Students Against Destructive Decisions, Club in an amount not to exceed $6,000. The SAD Club will create a messaging campaign consisting of a media-based education curriculum to decrease the use of prescription drugs through an established program called Media Awareness. Item number 8.6. Approval of the contract between Mason County Parks and Trails and Victor Coffey for on-site park host services at Foothill County Park in Hoodsport, Washington. Item number 8.7, approval to appoint Will Johnson to prepare Commissioner District 2 Rural, to represent Commissioner District 2 Rural on the Transportation Improvement Program Citizens Advisory Panel, otherwise known as TIPCAP. Item number 8.8, approval to appoint the following individuals to the Joint Citizen Advisory Committee, the Allen and Belfair UGA Growth Areas, UGAs, for the 2016 Growth Management Act update. Ken Van Buskirk, Marty Ellis Jr., Kelly McIntosh, Larry Capola, Gregory Waggett, Bonnie Knight, Patrick Loudon, Judy Scott, Jack Johnson, and Jeff Carey. Item number 8.9, approval to authorize Public Works/ER&R to purchase the culvert pipe from the Washington State Department of Enterprise Services contract number 08012 with Contech Engineered Solutions LLC. Now that these have been read to you in the public, are there any questions that you may have to help you make a decision on whether or not you would like it taken off for a separate vote? Anybody? Commissioners, any questions? Is there any items that you would like taken off for a separate vote? Commissioner? Hearing none, then I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve items 8.1 through 8.9 in today's action agenda.
I will second. It has been moved and seconded for the approval of the action agenda in full, item 8.1 through 8.9 as read to the public. Any discussion?
Just wanted to share with the public, item 8.9 is here because we had an emergency culvert failure on St. Andrews Drive. And so we have to make a quick purchase of new culverts. And I secondly want to just wish the best to the UGA Joint Advisory Committees because they have a great opportunity ahead of them. I just hope that that all goes well.
Anything further? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion carries. Next up is item number 9. There is no public hearing, so we will move on to other business. Department heads or elected officials. First up are department heads. Are there any department heads who would like to testify at this time? Any elected officials who would like to testify at this time? If you can't see at the camera, the hand went up so
You threw me with
very
the
slow.
testify bit.
Yeah.
Karen Herr, Mason County Auditor. So today is election day, and it's a countywide election, which means anybody that is a registered voter should have gotten a ballot for this election. We mailed out about 35,800 ballots, and after picking up all the ballots from the ballot box and receiving the mail yesterday, we processed 10,221 ballots thus far. That's a 28% voter turnout. I'm really hopeful that there's a lot of people out there that have not yet voted, because we can do much better than that. And if you have not yet voted, you have until 8 o'clock tonight to do so. I would, at this late date, advise you to put your ballot into one of the ballot drop boxes. If you do mail it, verify with the post office that it will be postmarked today in order for us to count it. It's not too late to get a replacement ballot. If you've lost yours or displaced your ballot, you have until 8 o'clock. Come into our office or give us a call. 427-9670, extension 470. And we will give you the options. You can get a ballot from our office, or we can walk you through downloading one and an envelope on the computer. So we have all kinds of options. We want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to vote today. Tonight we will be counting at 8 o'clock in our election processing center, which is right down the hallway. We should have the election results posted by 8:15 on the computer, on the website. And yeah, that's right. Yesterday was our biggest ballot return day, and we expect to exceed that today and tomorrow. So we will continue to process and count ballots every day, and we will update the results by 4 o'clock every day, and then we should be completed by Friday. So if you haven't voted, make sure you get your ballot in today.
Thank you very much. Are there any other elected officials who would like to testify at this time? Hearing none, we will move on to item number 11, which is board reports and calendars. Would you like to go first?
I'd be happy to. So last week after our commission meeting, we had an evening one last week, didn't we? So the next day, let's see, I attended a meeting of stakeholders for therapeutic courts, getting the initial startups on a mental health court, and appointment and a couple meetings with staff. Let's see, we had a Mason Matters succession planning meeting, had meetings with our county attorney, met with some local credit union officers and directors regarding some emphasis they're putting on at the state legislature to try to allow credit unions to accept public deposits. Right now they don't. They can't. They have a limit on how much they can accept on that. And it would really help Mason County and a lot of our local governments if they could, I think. In my personal opinion, had a budget workshop. And then attended the Pacific Mountain Workforce Development Council Consortium of Governments. And we had briefings almost all day yesterday. We got out of here kind of late. I had a church board meeting last night. And then we'll have Veterans Advisory Board interviews this afternoon, and I have an orientation. I've been selected to represent counties on the Transportation Improvement Board, so I have an orientation on that. And then next week, my first meeting with them, I'll do sexual harassment training, dentist appointment, and Hood Canal Coordinating Council Integrated Watershed Planning Group. And then I will go to a board retreat I'm also on the Community Action Council, and we'll have a 2-day board retreat on Friday and Saturday. Back here for briefings on Monday.
Court security meeting. I also had North Mason Chamber of Commerce luncheon. As you heard, we had budget meetings, and We've also had our regular briefings last week. I had a cemetery board meeting. EDC met with the library, which gave us a fantastic class on all the different things that they offer. If you have a small business, I'm telling you, you gotta go in there, let them teach you the information they can provide for free that in the advertising world would cost you an absolute fortune. They give it to you for free. You have access to more information you could ever dream, and you get to know more about everybody's stuff that they don't want you to know than you could ever imagine too. And it's all free and online. West Sound Alliance is getting the band back together again for this legislative session to keep working on our transportation needs. We had a briefing, we had budget again, then attended a meeting for the veterans and transportation in Silverdale, and then I had a left board meeting this morning. Later on today, I'm having a meeting with two individuals who I'm not going to name. It's in regards to the trails and stuff. But this is a huge opportunity. It's two people that don't talk to each other, been at war for years. It's a huge opportunity to bring our community back together again and bring it together again over trails. It's an interesting concept. We have our interviews of the Veterans Board, as you had heard today. I'll probably be attending the Parks Board meeting. I have it in my calendar. I will be attending, I think, because I have a conflict, but I may be attending a sexual harassment class that's mandatory for elected officials and stuff like that, and they have one scheduled for tomorrow, so I may try to attend that, but I assure you I have done nothing wrong. But okay, and let's see, Young Business Persons meeting for the Chamber of Commerce, Allen Community Association meeting, Women's Republicans are having a luncheon, Hood Canal Coordinating Councils have given their Achievement Award. There is a clam chowder cook-off, and then that brings us back to our briefings and budget in our regular meeting. Before I go on though, I got an email that I would like to share with you, if you don't mind. I don't know if you've already read it, but this is from Barbara Atkins. Our permit review time has been reduced from 4 to 6 weeks to 10 to 14 days. As of today, that's being noticed that, and I want to point out that I think that's absolutely fantastic. I'm very excited about that. It's been a long, long haul, and I just thought it needed to be said somewhere in public because that's a big deal, and it's going to get better. It's constantly going to be getting better. There's some things that are happening. We'll have one stop, so it'll make things better, I think, for everybody. With that being said, that's all I got.
That's good news. Thank you, Barbara, for all your work on that.
Is there anything further to come before this body?
Mr. Chair, I move that we adjourn.
We are adjourned.
Can I say something?
I'm sorry, we are adjourned. But we'll stick around, and if you'd like, now that we're adjourned, you're welcome to come up and talk to us.
You're adjourned now?
Yeah.
My name is Glenn Forey, and I'm on the Mason